Welcome to Brown School Field on this sunny yet windy April afternoon for another season of Case High Softball. Welcome everyone, my name is Tyler Clark, Swansea Community Network. Excited to bring you another season of spring sports at JCHS High School, including the two-time defending state champion JCHS High School Cardinals. Case will be taking on the Seekonk Warriors today in an interesting start time, 3:15. An unfortunate turn of events. The Seekonk athletic director actually unexpectedly passed away, and the services are tonight. They had to move up the game. The baseball team already played. They moved up the softball team rather to an earlier start time. Might see not as many fans as usual given that start time, but it doesn't matter much to me. It's a beautiful afternoon, warm, a little breezy, but not too bad. We're getting underway very soon. A little bit of a discrepancy in records here. This is already the 8th game of the season for the Warriors, and Case has only played 3. So this will be game number 4 for Case. They come with a 2-1 record so far in the year. Victories against New Bedford, Voke, and Fairhaven, and a very tough loss here against Dayton Rehoboth Falcons. A very rare regular season loss for the Cardinals. As I said before, two-time defending state champions, especially losing on their home turf. The Warriors come in sporting a 6-1 record. Already played a tremendous amount of games in not a long period of time either. I have wins coming in against Bourne, Durfee, a loss to Voke. They beat Fairhaven, Old Rochester Regional, Diamond, and Old Rochester Regional again to come in with a 6-1 record versus Case's 2-1. This is the 4th game of the year, as I said, for Case. First game here that we broadcast with Swansea Community Network. We had conflicts the first 2 home games. We usually like to bring you the first game of the year, but we had scheduling conflicts with meetings and other reasons. And as you know, my good friend and broadcast partner for several years, Brady Kudo, has gone on to bigger, better things versus places called Nesson, ESPN, you know, just casual work for them. So for the most part, I'll be bringing you games solo this year for Swansea Community Network. I've been with the network for a number of years. I've been broadcasting for, I think, at least 10 years on and off for the network. Graduate of Case High School 2009. I was a cameraman for a number of years before I started calling games myself. Always happy to be back. Exciting time for the Cardinals. Lila Alvarez, the MVP of the state championship game, UMass Amherst last June, sophomore star, will be out there on the mound for the Cardinals. Due up for the Warriors, we have Riley Connell, Kelly Lineson, and Sarah Ricard. Going to be 1, 2, 3 for the Warriors as they get started here at the top of inning number 1. Umpires are out. Warm-ups are being completed. Looks like we're on time just about for a normal, well, not a normal start time, but the adjusted start time. No delay in that regard. Alvarez concludes her warm-ups. Alvarez so far showing why, and just including those warm-ups in her locations and spots, why she was such a good pitcher last year. Starting outfield for the Cardinals, we have left to right. Excuse me. Let me get this right. Looks like Izzy Carvara in left field, center field, Meg Pereira right field, Maddie Patello. And then across the diamond for the Cardinals, Nicole Rebello at third. Alana De Jesus at short, Sky Dupree at first, Sky Dupree at second, and Ella Preston at first, and we are underway. First pitch is going to be inside to Connell. Battery making up for the Cardinals. We have catcher Brie Fonts and pitcher, of course, as I said, Lila Alvarez. Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter. Second pitch on the way, high pop-up, and that's going to be foul and over the first base dugout, out of play. Center fielder Riley Connell, number 5, going to be getting it started for the Warriors out there. Right-handed batter. Alvarez checks her wrist. Pitch on the way. It's going to be low. Alvarez with a lot of movement on her pitches. Liz for this. Ball is low again. Alvarez wanted that pitch. Maybe 2-2. It was just below the knees there. And just missing again is Alvarez with that location. That's going to swell the count to full 3-2. Pitches were just low. It could have been inside. I can't really tell from here. And that ball is going to be fouled to the right, out of play. And we'll try again as that wind picks up. If I can feel and hear, or I am sure you can hear it on the broadcast at home. Full count pitch coming once again to Connell. Off speed and in there, called third strike. Frozer with the off speed, it looks like at the outside corner. There's gonna be one down in the first. In step second baseman Kelly Lineson, notable member of the Seekonk field hockey squad as well. Here's the pitch from Alvarez, and that's in for a strike on the inside corner. Lineson comes in playing second and also wearing number 4. Right-handed batter for the Warriors. 0-1 pitch from Alvarez. Off speed, I got away from her a bit, high and outside. Got a 1-1. Alvarez's pitch is cut on by Lineson and miss. It'll be 1-2. Alvarez very rarely makes mistakes out there on the pitcher's mound. 1-2 pitch to Lineson. Here it comes. And high. Checked her swing but held up. They actually appealed that call to the first base umpire. She did not go. And it'll be 2-2 count now to Lineson. And cut on to missed. So 2 strikeouts in the first for Alvarez. Here's where she left off last year. And number 10, Sarah Ricard, the shortstop for the Warriors, will try to put the ball in play here. Number 3 hitter for the Warriors. Alvarez is ready. First pitch, cut on and fouled behind, off the fence. Couple changes to the Case lineup I'll go over momentarily. Some graduations and some moving around of players a bit. Shortstop Lily Picard was for a number of years. Now has Elena DeJesus there, number 8. And another pop-up and foul. That count will go to 1-2 on Ricard. Izzy Carvar, another new name out in left field, number 4. The flex player in the lineup for the Cardinals. Alvarez pitch popped up in the infield. That's a tough play, and it's caught by Lila. Actually, was the one who went over and made that catch in front of Ella Preston. That could have easily dropped and spun around, but it is a pop-up there. So 3 up, 3 down for the Warriors, and the Cardinals will come to bat in the bottom of the first for their first at bats of the game. Case lineup. From top to bottom, Lyle Alvarez bats first, Maddie Botello second, Bree Fonts is third, Maddie Pereira fourth, Sky Dupree batting fifth, Ella Preston sixth, Nicole Rebello seventh, Olivia Williams coming in at eighth, Elena DeJesus number 9, and then Carvara is the flex. Sorry, Izzy Carvara is the flex player. I'm not sure if she's going to bat or if she's just going to play the field. I believe she can run bases as well. For the Warriors, their outfield looks like this. We have right field, Sienna Miranda. Center field, Riley Cottle, as I mentioned before. Left field, Callie Bush. And the infield, going from left to right. Third base, Shelby Quinn. Shortstop, Sarah Ricard. Second base, Kelly Linson. And first base, Vanessa Cook, listed as the flex player as well for the Warriors. The battery making up for the Warriors, pitcher Emma Baker and catcher number 2, Caitlin Oliveira, will conclude the Warriors defensively. Case is a strike early, strike often type of offense. We saw that quite frequently last year, Swansea Community Network. As Adam Kitchen can tell you, most of the games that we brought you last year ended up being blowouts. That was not planned. That was just kind of what the schedule ended up being. We saw a lot of 14, 15 run games from that Case offense last year, but they were mellowed a bit when they got to the state tournament. They did win it all, as I said. They beat Tynesboro in the state championship up at UMass Amherst. We brought you that game here at Swansea Community Network. Brady and I were on the call for it. They won that game 1-0. And then the Final Four game against Advanced Math and Science Academy, they only won that 2-0. So great offense, but when you meet great pitching usually comes out on top. So Case will be getting it together here in the bottom of the first. Lila Alvarez, the pitcher, will get it started. Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter. Very fast coming out of that batter's box as well. And that first pitch is lined into the outfield, base hit. Alvarez quickly, ball gets away. Alvarez thought about going to second. She's going to dive back to first. That could have been trouble for Alvarez, but she gets it started with the base hit. That was the Meg Smith approach. First pitch, just line it. So Alvarez very quickly gets the ball rolling for Case. And now up comes the right fielder, number 88, Maddie Botello. Botello actually is going to get a bunt down. It's a beautiful bunt down the first base line. It's going to be an infield single. Ball goes over the head of the first baseman, and Alvarez will take third on that. So Botello tries to sacrifice. She ends up inadvertently with a base hit out of it. And 2 pitches, in case already has runners on second and first and third. Alvarez reaches on the error, the overthrow. I don't think Botello was bunting for a single there. It just sort of happened. It was an absolutely perfect bunt. Now the powerful Bree Fonts is up. Botello will take second. No throw on that. It's a stolen base for Botello. Now second and third with nobody out. Fonts, a powerful Bree Fonts. Get that ball over the wall anytime she's up. She almost hit me last year once. Now on the ground, base hit to right. We'll make that left. So only 1 run comes home. It's an RBI single for Fonts. 3 straight singles for Case to rip this off. It's already 1-0. Only seen 4 pitches and they have 3 hits. That's the Case offense for you. Meg Pereira, center fielder, number 13, batting fourth, is up. She takes a called strike as Fonts takes second. Fonts just drilled that in the hole to left field. It's backwards for me. And that's another called strike on Pereira. I'm gonna go to 0-2. On the way, that's going to be a bit high there. Baker needs to get some composure here. It's a very good Case offense, as I've said. 2-strike pitch on the ground to third. Play will be made. The throw to first is out. It did bounce, but she is out on that. That was a good play overall. Nobody advances, 1 out in the inning. Prairie hit it hard. If it was about a foot to the left, it would have been down the line and scored 2 runs. Quinn at third for the Warriors, Shelby Quinn. Bounced that throw to first, as I said, but the out was still recorded. Has a long fly ball to the left, and that is gone! Sky Dupree hits it over everybody in left field. Rolls under one of the cars. 1 pitch, bases are cleared, and it's 4-0. Sky Dupree. Sky Dupree on the first pitch. 1, 2, 3 RBIs. I didn't even have a chance to announce her. It's 3 players. 3 times Case swung at the first pitch, and they get 3 hits, 2 singles and a home run, and that wasn't even close. There's a number of fans. Randy Alvarez, that's Lila's dad, just went and got that ball. He rolled under one of the cars. You know, I did park there, and I just bought a car about 3 weeks ago. I'm like, I don't think I should park there, and I actually backed up. So it's a good thing I did. Because there were a couple home runs that almost took me out last year. Adam Kitchen remembers it landed right between us once. It was about a foot away. I had to stand up because I thought it was coming towards me. Anyways, amidst all that chaos, Ella Preston is up. She's going to bloop that up the middle. That's a base hit for Preston. Case is just swinging at the first pitch. They are aggressive. You throw it over the plate, they're going to swing at it. In comes now with Nicole Rebello, number 15. She's the third baseman. She puts it on the ground on the first pitch. Throw goes to first. They thought about throwing it to Preston at second to double her up, but the throw went to first. There's 2 down in the inning. Shelby Quinn again over there at third. And Olivia Williams is up for the Cardinals. That's a high pop-up to right. Is that going to be playable? It drops. Is that fair? It appears to be a foul ball. I couldn't tell at first. If that was fair, it would have scored another run. Williams hit a home run last year in her first at bat. And that's a high fly ball to left. And caught out there. It's a good play out there in left field by Callie Bush. Or Callie Bosch, excuse me. I think it's Bosch. Let me double check that. I can't read my own writing. Yeah, it's Bosch, not Bush. And that ends the inning. Case sends 7 girls to the plate. They net 4 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. And it is quickly 4-0, just where they left off last year, quite frankly. Although 2 of their games so far for Case, they beat Vogue 3-1, they lost DR 2-1, they beat Fairhaven, they dropped 14 on them, but not really racking up the runs in bunches so far this year. I guess they saved it for this game. As I said before, we don't plan this at Swansea Community Network. We were supposed to do a game last week and then it rained. So we just go by what's on the schedule. So Lila Alvarez has a nice cushy 5-run lead to go with after the first inning. Due up for the Warriors coming up, we have Shelby Quinn, Caitlin Oliveira, and Callie Bosch. Followed by Sophia Vieira, Emma Baker, and then Sienna Miranda. Vanessa Cook is on there, that's the first baseman, but I don't think she's going to bat. She is able to play the field. She's the flex player. I'm not as up to date with the rules of high school softball as I think I should be, but I usually have a pretty good feel on things. Warm-ups are done. After the first inning, you get fewer warm-up throws, which is what's going on there. And Alvarez out for her second inning of work. 2 strikeouts and a pop-up in the first inning, so nothing very hard hit from Seekonk. Shelby Quinn, who made 2 pretty decent plays over there at third base for the Warriors in that first inning. Number 4 hitter, number 3 jersey number. Getting it ready here as Alvarez sets for her second inning of work. And we're underway in the second inning, and that first pitch is high, a little outside as well. As I've said before, Alvarez is very precise when she pitches. She doesn't make many mistakes. Cut out and missed there from Quinn. State championship game against Teensboro. She did a complete game shutout, only gave up 1 hit and a bloop single to left. And that was it. She was unhittable the rest of the game. Clinching on a strikeout. 1-1 pitch, high again. Risers rising a little bit too much right now. Seekonk is seeing a lot of pitches. Connell had a full count when she struck out. Lineson did as well, too, I believe. Another pitch that's high. He's 3-1 on Quinn. Alvarez does not walk many hitters either. And that's a called strike. Quinn thought it was ball 4. Has to grab the bat and get up there for another pitch. Full count pitch from Alvarez. And popped foul behind the first base dugout. They'll do it again. Hear that wind. I can feel that wind, believe me. Pitch from Alvarez and ball 4. That looked like they missed inside a bit. Quinn had 1 step out of the box. Alvarez issues a walk to get it started here. In the bottom of the second, catcher Caitlin Oliveira up to the plate for Seekonk now. Their first base runner of the game. And swung out and missed by Oliveira. Quinn retreats back to first. Ball's going to be low and inside. Snap throw to first. Quinn is back in there. Preston kind of cherry picked that one out of the air. Two years since she graduated, but boy, Olivia Silva, when she was catching, she would just throw these absolute seams to pick runners off. We saw it all the time. Just catch it and just throw this rocket down to first or third to pick people off that weren't expecting it. Oliveira cut on and missed that pitch. It'll go to 1-2 for her now. And that's a called third strike. Throw down to first. In there safely, so Oliveira heads back to the bench. First out of the inning. And left fielder Callie Bosch made that pretty good play down the line to end the inning last time. Bosch is number 13. She's up there, 1 out in the second. Tries to bunt it, throw down to second, and she's out. The bunt was missed. And then Quinn is caught stealing there. Fonts just ripped that down to second. And that's 2 down in the inning all of a sudden. It was down in the book, I believe, is it 2-6 or caught stealing? I have as caught stealing. So now we reset. Bases are empty. 1 strike on Bosch. Make that 2 strikes on Bosch. It'd be 0-2. And it'll be low and a little inside as well. One-two pitch. And struck her out. That concludes the second for the Warriors. Alvarez already has 4 Ks to her name so far. Freshman Elena DeJesus will get this started for Aliana DeJesus. So I was 0 for 2 with the name. I was just corrected. Aliana DeJesus. I said it again. Say it one more time. Okay. Aliana DeJesus. Thank you. Got it. Got it. I got it. Thanks. Had some fans help me out. Aliana DeJesus. Got her name right. Get started. Now I'm going to see. It's interesting if Carvara is going to hit or not. She's on there as a flex player, but see if Alvarez gets out there for the second batter. DeJesus is a freshman. You saw her out there at short, taking over for Lily Picard. Seekonk done with their warm-ups. But you saw in the first inning how dangerous Case is. 4 runs on 5 hits. Just, they don't back off. DeJesus up for her first at bat of this game, and that ball's going to be low and in the dirt. I see Lila Alvarez out there on the, looks like Alvarez on the on-deck circle, so I don't think Carvara is going to be hitting here. Another low pitch in the dirt. Both teams using a designated hitter instead of the fielder for Case. It's Olivia Williams. We'll see Seekonk's coming up at Sophia Vieira. 2-0 pitch, another low pitch again to DeJesus. A 3-0 count. None of those pitches were really close. I'm guessing DeJesus is going to be taking all the way here on 3-0. And didn't matter, it's ball 4. It's a 4-pitch walk. It's the first walk that Baker has issued in this game. It's that wind the wind actually feels nice because it was reasonably warm before. And back to the top of the order for Lila Alvarez. She saw 1 pitch and she smoked a single. Gonna lay down a bunt here in front of the plate, and it's a foul ball. That did roll a little foul there. Alvarez can fly down that line. She gets a bunt down. The runner is almost guaranteed to make it to second. 0-1 pitch from Baker. Alvarez, it's off speed and high. DeJesus back to first. And that ball's going to squirt past the catcher. DeJesus makes it up to second, no issue. And the count will go to 3-1 on Alvarez. That'll go down as a wild pitch. But I can almost guarantee you that anyone in this lineup, it's 3-1 or 3-0, will have the green light. It doesn't matter, that ball gets away. DeJesus will make it up to third. I apologize, I was off by a pitch. I thought it was 3-1, it was only 2-1. Now it's 3-1. Alvarez smokes it into left, base hit. That'll bring in the run. Throw comes in the second. That keeps Alvarez there. Alvarez with an RBI single makes it 5-0 Case. Almost in the same exact spot as her first hit. Now Maddie Botello's up. She bunted her first time up, ended up with a single out of it. Botello takes off for second. She's going to make it. Sorry, Alvarez takes off for second. Dives in. Doesn't matter that the throw wasn't on line. So stolen base for Alvarez. I think Botello was taking all the way on that. Off speed, Alvarez took off down the line. Maybe try to get a throw out of the catcher. Back to second she goes, though. 2-0 coming up to Botello. Off speed, outside. Alvarez almost makes it halfway down that line before she retreats. 3-0 to Botello. Baker with a lot of balls this inning. Pitch. And that's in for a strike. It looked like Botello was taking all the way on that one. I don't blame her. Three-1 to Botello now. And cut on and missed. Got her with an off speed there. We'll make the count full, 3-2. Baker has no strikeouts yet. A good time for her first. Botello calls time. Like adjusting at the batting gloves. And here's the pitch. And popped up. Will that drop in there? It sure will. Base hit. And because of that, Alvarez actually had to freeze at second. It's a bloop single for Botello. 1 run home in the inning. First and second for Bree Fonts. Had an RBI single through the hole her first time up. And fouls that back out of play. Fonts pops up again. Is that going to stay in play? And foul. I couldn't tell for a second what happened. It just kind of spun out of play. A couple players converged on it. Nobody got it. 0-2 now to Fonts. And cut on and missed. Foul. Wait, hold on, I'm confused. Was Fonts out on that play? Did the first baseman? I'm confused. So this is Pereira now. I'm sorry. I'm totally perplexed about what happened. I'm gonna put that as a P3. I'm as confused as the fans are right now. I thought it was a foul ball. So this is okay. This is Meg Pereira now, because I'm looking at it. I'm like, that doesn't look like Fonts. And then I thought she struck out. No, it's Pereira. Ball gets behind. Both runners advance. On the wild pitch. I have to get some clarity on that. I have no idea what happened with Fonts. Back and watch the video again. Well, it's one down in the inning at least. Ball outside to Pereira now. And Pereira, high pop-up on the left side of the infield. That'll be caught, though, and harmlessly. That'll be 2 down in the inning. And Sky Dupree, who I didn't even announce had come up last time, took the first pitch and crushed it over the fence. I'll be on my guard this time. Dupree hits it high again, but this is not nearly as far, and it's caught by the third baseman, and the inning is over. So it looked like it was going to be another huge inning for the Cardinals. They only get 1 run that inning on 2 hits, and they leave 2 on. But that does increase the lead to 5-0 going into the 3rd inning. Seven, 8, 9 due up for the Warriors. Designated, or the extra hitter, I'm not sure what you want to call it, Sophia Vieira, followed by pitcher Emma Baker. My papers are blowing away. Thank you. That wind picks up. And then right fielder Sienna Miranda. Vanessa Cook on there as the flex player at first baseman, but if we follow the same idea as what Carvara did for Kay, she's not going to be hitting. Just had a fan go retrieve, thank you, the Cardinals lineup for me. Notable members of the Case lineup that were absent this year due to graduating. Longtime leadoff hitter Meg Smith, center fielder as well. And shortstop Lily Picard. Huge members, we're here since why they were back-to-back state champions. Looking to do a very difficult to do 3-peat this year. Though it is possible. The Taunton softball was a 4-peat champion the last 4 years in D2 for Case. We saw them actually warming up at UMass Amherst to get ready to play after the Cardinals game. Since Tynesboro was over last year. Number 19, Sophia Vieira, going to get it started for Seekonk as we get the 3rd inning going here from Brown School Field. Said before, this is Tyler Clark. Happy for another year of Swansea sports here, spring sports particularly, under the direction of Adam Kitchen here at Swansea Community Network. Thank you for joining us for this softball contest. This is the first game we're bringing you this spring. Hopefully we can do some more. The weather really hasn't cooperated so far this year. We're also hoping to bring you lacrosse. There's a new sport this year for Case, but it hasn't really worked out. We were supposed to actually do a game last Tuesday, but we had so much rain that the field was unplayable. They moved it. I think they were playing Old Colony, who had a better field than they played it there. But first year of girls lacrosse for Case. We're hoping to bring you some games. Still more season to go. And Vieira lines that foul up to the right. Alvarez already has 4 strikeouts. Seekonk has not hit it out of the infield yet. They had a pop up to the pitcher and a walk. That runner was actually caught stealing at second on a failed bunt attempt. Ball to the inside. 2-2 count, it appears. Coming up to Vieira. Vieira not playing the field for the Warriors. She's the extra hitter that they have. Here's a 2-2 pitch from Alvarez, and that's high, and that was actually a 3-2 count, ball 4. That one wasn't even close. Vieira works a walk. Pitcher Emma Baker up. Would love to help herself out a little bit, cut into this deficit. It's 5-0 Cardinals at this moment. Baker cut on a miss, snap throw to first. And Vieira's back in diving. Umpire called her safe out there. It's like two seasoned veterans for umpires we have behind the plate and in the field. Usually a rotation of them that we see here. Baker looking to bunt. She does get the bunt down. It is foul though. And she'll have to do it again. It's 1-2. She can bunt with 2 strikes, but if it goes foul, it goes in the book as a strikeout. One and 2 to pitcher Emma Baker, number 22 for the Warriors. And high and away. Alvarez has been missing a lot in that spot today. Two coming up to Baker. And fouled behind. Good at bat coming up from pitcher Emma Baker here. Seekonk still without a hit in the 3rd inning. That's a little low. Alvarez launted it, but that was noticeably low. 2-2 count now up to Baker. Vieira on first, nobody out in the inning. Alvarez checks her wristband. She sets, 2-2 pitch. And inside, that was actually ball 4. It's off again by a pitch. I thought that was ball 3 before. So Baker ends up working the walk. Shannon Silva going to come check on Lila. Alvarez already has 3 walks. Silva just checking in. Warriors with their best scoring chance so far this game. 2 runners on. Are we going to have a pitching change actually? Looks like Case is actually out there making a pitching. Who's warming up? Who is it? Oh, Duran? Okay. So we have a pitching change actually. Kaylin Duran, who was not in the starting lineup, is actually going to be out there now to take the ball. For at least the rest of the inning, that ball's going to be low and inside. Duran, that's on the ground. And I lost. It's the second time my lineup card has gone flying. That's what happens in the wind. Back up to the top of the order, by the way, for the, number 9 hitter. And then we switch to the top of the order. This is Sienna Miranda. And Duran's pitch is low. Fonts keeps it in front, though. No advancement from the runners. Be a 2-1 count. Miranda's the right fielder for the Warriors, number 18. Then we switch to the top of the order. After that for Riley Connell. Duran's pitch. They're going to throw that to second. It's high, though. Backed up immediately. No advancement. Mike Pereira was right there to get that. 3-1. Unfortunately, bringing Duran hasn't yielded better results here for Case. And that's ball 4 as well, the 3rd straight walk that Case pitching has allowed in the inning. Warriors now have the bases loaded with no outs. For the top of the order, Riley Connell. Connell smokes that, base hit. That's it, scoring at least one. They're gonna hold the second runner. Ball got in very quickly. Connell with an RBI single. That plates one, makes it 5-1. Favor of Case. Still no outs. Kelly Lineson, number 4, is up. She struck out her first time up. Ball was very high from Duran. Duran, a junior pitcher. Impossible situation to work out of here. Bases loaded with no outs. Ball was fouled over the first base dugout, out of play. Warriors have something going here. 3 straight walks, followed by an RBI single. Bases still loaded, no outs. Durant's pitch is low, stopped by Fonts. No advancement from Emma Baker over there at third base. It goes to 2-1 on Lineson. Popped up. And right there is Fonts. Oh, that was critical. It was not an easy play either. Makes me think about, I'm going to talk about this in between innings, about what happened to Fonts. So 1 down, that was a much needed out. 1 down in the inning. This is Sarah Ricard. She popped out to then pitcher Lila Alvarez to conclude the first inning. Line, base hit to left, and underneath it goes. That's going to score 2 runs now. They're going to try to send a third, and it will score. So Ricard picks up the RBI single. 3 runs end up scoring on that. That ball got under the legs of left fielder Izzy Carvara. And that's a high fly ball to center, but Tello's gonna catch it. They're gonna hold that runner at second. That was Shelby Quinn who was just up, third baseman. The second out of the inning. Ricard picked up 2 RBIs on that single, and then the third run came across via error. That closed it to 5-4 actually. So Seekonk coming to life a bit in that inning. Duran looking to get out of this. Slap to right, will that drop? No, it's caught. Running in was right fielder Maddie Botello. And that will conclude the third inning, and what an eventful inning it was as the Warriors push across 4 runs on 2 hits. 1 error committed by Case. So hold the phone on this game. It looked like we were at the makings of a blowout, and all of a sudden now it's only a 1-run game. Due up in the bottom of the third for Case, Ella Preston, Nicole Rebello, and Olivia Williams for the Cardinals. It was an unexpected turn of events that inning. Almost everything, the walks, the pitching change, the runs. It was, I mean, Case in the second inning, they already scored a run, and then they had runners on first and second with no outs. And 3 straight outs ended the inning on pop-ups, which I think Fonts was out on an infield fly rule. Yeah. So I think that's what confused me. Fonts had a weak pop-up up the first baseline. Infield fly rule was called. It did drop, and then it went foul. So Seekonk didn't catch it, but she was already out because of the infield fly, which was the correct ruling, I believe is what happened. It goes in the book as a P3. And then with runners on, Fonts, Pereira, and Dupree all popped up to end the inning. So Seekonk is suddenly very much alive in this game. It's 5-4. Completely unexpected turn of events. As Ella Preston will get this started. Preston blooped home a single in her first plate appearance. And Preston again gets some good contact on that to center and caught out there. Great play by center fielder Riley Connell for the Warriors. And Preston is retired for the first out of the inning. Cole Rebello was out 5-3 at the ground ball to third base their first time out. And that's going to be outside. Rebello on the ground again. Foul ball. That just kicked past the base. That could have been a double, but she did pull it just a little bit. Count will be, I believe, 2-1 on Rebello. And just barely tipped that one. She's ahead of it right now. She was ahead of it last time out with that ground ball to third. The pitcher Williams on the ground into the hole. Nice diving stop. The throw to first is going to be way too late. That'll go into the book as an infield single, but what a play by Sarah Ricard to keep that from going anymore. So Rebello does reach on a single, but Ricard with a fantastic play just to stop that. Rebello's speed would make that very hard to get her out. Olivia Williams, the extra hitter up, hit a long fly ball to left her first time up. And that hitter, my lineup card blew away on me again. Aliana DeJesus, she drew a 4-pitch walk last time up. Got something going here, 2 on with only 1 out. Ball's outside. DeJesus, a freshman, out there playing shortstop, presumably will be her position for the next 4 years for this Case offense. And line to short, on to second for 1, on to first. They do not get the double play. They do get the force out at second, though. Rebello makes it to third. Williams is out on the 6-4 putout. And DeJesus reaches on a fielder's choice. 2 down in the inning. Runners at the corners for Lila Alvarez. Because of substitution rules, Alvarez came out of the game as a pitcher. They brought Durand in, but she still is allowed to hit, I believe, is what's going on here. Home plate umpire going to get some clarity from Coach Shannon Silva about that. So the Warriors will have a bit of a conference as a result. Seems like the umpire is satisfied with that ruling, and everyone returns to their positions. Alvarez, very dangerous hitter. First pitch, she swings at it. Oh, foul. Just over the fence. Quinn was looking to catch that. The Jesus at first, Rebello at third. 2 away in the bottom of the third. Alvarez, line to short. It's knocked down, the throw to first. It's off of her glove. The Jesus makes it up to third. The question is, was she going to be safe on that anyway or not? It's a moot point. Let me get an opinion. Would she have been out on that? Do you think she would have been out on that? Adam Kitchen says yes, I'll go with the error. Rebello scores. Alvarez will reach first on an E6. The Jesus makes it up to third. High fly ball to the outfield. That should get us out of the inning, and it does. Case luckily gets another run across. Tello out on the F7. Alvarez was booking it down that line, but that ball did tick off of the first baseman's glove. I'm not sure if it's an E6 or an E3, doesn't really matter. So Case picks up an extra run on only one hit in the inning. Just one hit. But the lead expands to 6-4. I'm curious who the Cardinals are going to send out to pitch here in the inning. It looks like Alvarez is going to return to the mound. And that is what she's going to do. It's really hard to see the Case numbers. It's maroon on black. But we're a bit more of a game than I admittedly was expecting at the beginning of this. 6-4 as we head to the top of the fourth inning. Seekonk with well, they scored all their runs last inning. 3 walks followed by an RBI single, a pop out, and another RBI single helped by an error, and that scored the rest of the runs. And then 2 pop outs to the outfield concluded the inning. So Alvarez actually hasn't given up any hits yet when she's been pitching. Just a few walks. Seekonk plated 8 hitters in the last inning, everyone except who's batting now. Left fielder Callie Bosch. And the only one who didn't bat. Bosch was a strikeout victim her first time up. As Alvarez is ready. And cut on a miss by Bosch to get it started here. Bosch, high fly ball to right. Will that drop? Multiple players, it's gonna land. That's a fair ball. It touched a player, and Bosch is in with a double. That ball was just kind of hit into no man's land out there. Bosch will reach with a double. It was a great effort from Botello and Dupree, all kind of converged on it, but it dropped in between all of them. Bosch picks up a double. Now Seekonk has a runner at second to start the inning. Sophia Vieira, the extra hitter, she started the walk. It's the last inning, 3 walks in a row. She was the one that got it started. Takes strike 1 called. Alvarez misses outside, throw to second. Almost got her picked off there. Calls for time. Posh was just back in there. Dupree got that tag down very fast. One pitch is going to be lowered inside. Seekonk being very patient right now. They're waiting for their pitch. They're making good contact. That's what you have to do to beat this Case team. Fouled behind, they'll go 2-2. Pitcher Malvarez fouled behind again. Good at bat from Vieira. She had a great one last time at a full count walk, excuse me. So beautiful sunny afternoon here at Brown School Field. A little windy as I've lost my papers a few times, but pretty warm. A rainy weekend. And called third strike under the outside corner. A needed first out as pitcher Emma Baker comes in. She also walked and scored in her first plate appearance. Baker cut out and missed there. Baker had a bit of a rocky start in the first inning for the Warriors, but has done much better since. 6-4 right now, Case. Baker gets the bunt down. Great bunt to third. Throw on to first is made. The runner advances. And it'll go down as a sacrifice. Defensive change to note as well. Number 22, Sydney Furtado out there in left field now. Swing and a miss. Number 9 hitter, Sienna Miranda. Two outs in the inning, runner at third after that sacrifice. Miranda cut on and missed again. The 0-2 now. Alvarez in the driver's seat. Bosch waiting at third. And called third strike. Got her looking, and the inning ends. So Alvarez gives up a leadoff double, which made it over to third, but not give up any runs in that inning. One hit, one left on. And the score remains 6-4 as we head to the bottom of the fourth. Two up for Case, 3, 4, 5. Brianna Fonts, Meg Pereira, and Sky Dupree. They got it started. Case offense was off to a lightning fast start, as they often do. They plated 4 runs in the first inning, 3 of which coming on the Sky Dupree mammoth home run. And since then, by their standards, they've been quiet. They've got 2 runs. They got 1 run in the second. They picked up a run in the third on an error to make it 6-4. Emma Baker out for her 4th inning of work for the Warriors. As I said before, thank you for tuning in. Tyler Clark, Swansea Community Network. First game of the spring season we're bringing you here today. Whether you're watching this on our local TV network or on YouTube or I don't know, some other form of media that I'm missing here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting Swansea Community Network. What helps makes this town so great. As Fonts takes her time, she's up in the count 2-0. Make this very clear, if Fonts has a 3-0 count, she will always have a green light. Swing away. She gets a good pitch. Hit it. And she has not seen one in this at bat. It's 3-0. Fonts is 1 for 2. That weird thing happened last at bat. I'm pretty sure it was the infield fly rule was called. That I missed. And she works a 4-pitch walk here. Nothing really to swing at. Nothing was that close. Meg Pereira very quietly 0 for 2 in this game. And a ground out to third and a pop out to the shortstop in her 2 at-bats. Pereira on the ground. Foul ball by about 2 inches down the left field line. And she'll try again. And fouled behind. So 0-2 now on Pereira. Still no strikeouts for Case. Although I did briefly think that Font struck out, but after I failed to realize that she had that infield fly rule. And high and away to Pereira. That one wasn't close. One-two coming to Meg, center fielder number 13. Some time pitching last year as well. And that's low and inside. Fonts does not advance. Count goes to 2-2. And line to left, that's a base hit. Fonts will go no further than second. A couple of dogs behind me at a friendly greeting. So Pereira with a single, her first hit of the game. Case looks like they may even be in business again this inning, first and second. No outs, Sky Dupree, 1 for 2 with a 3-run homer. Smacks that, that's fair. Third left fielder stops it. They're gonna hold Fonts, almost got picked off there. Bosch with a great job to stop that. So Dupree gets the single. Nobody else advances. Now with bases loaded with no outs. For first baseman Ella Preston. She comes in 1 for 2. Line to right, base hit. That's gonna score at least 1. They're gonna hold the other runner at third. So we just keep, the merry-go-round continues. 1 run comes home. Case swinging at the first pitch. Preston picks up the RBI single. It's 7-4 Case. And the bases are still loaded with no outs. Nicole Rebello up. 1 for 2. A single, she's also scored a run. Rebello swings at the first pitch, another single to right. And they're gonna quickly get it in again. Bello swings at the first pitch, she nets a single, it's 8-4. Bases are still loaded. There are still no outs. Case just pinging off 4 singles in a row. Here's Olivia Williams. She lines it right to the shortstop. They try to pick off the runner, safe. That was hit on a seam, but it went right to Ricard. They need to be on alert for the first pitch. And of course, that one's outside. Eliani DeJesus. She's 0 for 1. She walked and scored in the second, reached on a fielder's choice in the third. 1 out, base is still loaded. And that's going to be inside, 2-0. Freshman DeJesus out there. 2 runs home in the inning. Base is still loaded. Case swinging with the first pitch a lot. Hard contact, lots of singles. DeJesus, ball inside, 3-0. That is definitely where you don't want to be right now. 3-0 count, bases loaded. 1 out, bottom 4. 8-4 game. Case leading. And it's like a called strike, 3-1. He was taken all the way. Catcher did drop it, it was over the plate. 3-1 to DeJesus. And on the ground, base hit up the middle. That's going to score at least 1. They're going to send the other runner. They are going to send the second runner. Everyone advances. The ball was bobbled and a 2-run score. DeJesus, 2 RBI single. Rebello advances to third. It's 10. Case with 4 home in the inning. All singles. The lineup turns over to Lila Alvarez. That ball was bobbled a bit, but I think they were going to send that second runner anyway. First and third, Alvarez shows bunt, pulls it back. DeJesus takes off for second. They fake a throw, cut off by the shortstop. DeJesus makes it a stolen base, second and third, still 1 out. Case has been a singles machine this inning. They're just churning out singles. Alvarez on the ground, a second underneath Lineson. That's going to score a run. Alvarez may have beat it anyway, doesn't matter. Alvarez reaches on the error. Rebello comes home to score. Picks up an RBI as well. DeJesus makes it to third. It's 11-4. And be willing to bet that Alvarez is going to take off for second after this pitch. Rebello shows bunt. There goes Alvarez. It's a called strike. Case is batted around now in the inning. Botello comes in 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a run scored. Runners at second and third right now. It's been rapid fire this inning for the Cardinal offense. Five runs already home. Botello gets the bunt down. It's a beautiful bunt and kind of into no man's land. That'll be an infield single. It's their second bunt single. Nobody advances. Just kind of dead in that, and yet another single in the inning. And the lineup turns over again to Bree Fonts, who got this started with a walk. Case has officially batted around. Bree Fonts was the first batter of the inning. She walked, which was followed by 4 consecutive singles. A line out that could have easily been another single. Another single by DeJesus. Alvarez reached on an error. And then Botello with a bunt single. 5 runs home in the inning. This is what Case does. They're so good at it. Bree Fonts lives for moments like this. Bases loaded, 1 out. Here's the pitch to Fonts. It's going to be low. Ball 1. DeJesus at second. DeJesus at third. Alvarez at second. Botello at first. Case looking to add to it here. 1-0 pitch. Low again. Fonts has already walked once in this inning. Can she make it 2? Baker takes a breath. Bottom four, 11-4 Cardinals. 2-0 pitch. In the air to left. And that's going to one-hop the fence. That's going to get home at least 2. Here comes Alvarez. They're going to send Botello to third. The throw to Alvarez at home. He's safe. The ball gets away. So Fonts with a 2 RBI double. The third run came home because I got a throwing error. She advances to third. The Jesus scored easily. I thought Alvarez was going to score easily, but she didn't. The umpires are going to discuss this. 2 runs for sure have scored, though. Let's see what they do with the third one. I haven't put Botello in as anything. And they're still out there talking about this. A decision has to be made. I'm not sure what. I think the ball went through the opening at the gate by the Case dugout. And they need to figure out, I think, how many runs are going to be. They're going to talk to Shannon Silva about this now to get some clarity. As I said before, 2 runs for sure scored. Jesus and Alvarez absolutely scored. It's just a matter of if Botello is going to get credit for that run as well, as they explain it to Shannon Silva. I have absolutely no idea what this conversation is about. Hearing the discussion maybe hit one of the Case players. Yeah. Does anyone know what happened? It would be 13 or 14, actually. Now, the question is, and I don't know the answer to this, is if Botello's run counted. Fonts is still at third. That is unchanged. Umpires are going to go discuss this. Because this matters, because if that's run number 14 and Seekonk doesn't score in the next inning, the mercy rule is in effect. But if that's run 13, it's still a 9-run game. Any idea?
My thought is maybe when they threw it home, it hit one of the Case players behind the plate.
I see. Well, all right. I have no idea. Well, we're going to find out in a moment. Regardless, that ball is in the air to right, over and off the glove. That's going to score at minimum Fonts. Over the outstretched glove out there of Connell. So Pereira will reach. I'll call that a single. That was kind of a far reach. I don't know if a fan's going to go investigate for me if that other run counted or not. And Sky Dupree up. I'm having a hard time keeping track of everything going on right now. There's still, well, I'll tell you in a moment, because when another out is recorded, no idea. We'll see. Dupree cut on and missed. It's at least 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They got 8 runs home in the inning. Case just completely blew it open in the inning. Dupree is up now. She's 2 for 3. A home run. Laced. Foul. Well, I'll tell you what happened with Botello in just a moment, because when another out is recorded, it would either be the second or the third out of the inning. They may have called Botello out because the ball hit the Case player. We'll hold off on that. Let me see until an out is recorded. Dupree on the ground. Foul again down the line. Dupree has a home run and a single. She has scored twice. She has also popped out to third. Many things to keep track of during a softball game. Case is just still on the gas pedal here. Dupree, high pop-up. That is playable in the infield, and it is caught. And that's only the second out of the inning. So, by that logic, Maddie Botello's run counted. And that makes it 15-4. Adam Kitchen, you got that? When you edit this, just... And Preston, high pop-up. Is that going to drop? And it is going to drop foul. Preston was part of the singles barrage. About 4 players in a row went up there and swung at the first pitch. The first 3 got singles. Olivia Williams lined it right to the shortstop. Preston having a good game. She's 2 for 3. And she puts that in the air. High fly ball to left. That's going to be one hop at the fence. Preston on the move. She's going to go into second. They're going to hold the runner at third. Preston with a double. Yeah. And the hit parade continues. Preston calls time. And Nicole Rebello is up for her second at bat of the inning. Her third in the game. She's 2 for 3. 2 singles, 2 runs scored. Rebello in the air to left and caught out there by the left fielder. Number 13 for the Warriors, that's Bosch. And the inning has finally ended.
Happened. You can't change. All we can do is go forward. Keep our heads up. You can only go forward. Top, we got top.
Sometimes it's 10, sometimes it's 12. Let's see, due up for the Warriors, we have top of the order, Connell Lydenson and Ricard. Well, Adam Kitchen, that was a very busy inning last inning. So a lot to keep track of. What an eventful first game here for us at Swansea Community Network. As I said, weather has not been great so far this spring. Haven't done any baseball yet, hoping to bring you some lacrosse as well. Alvarez has actually pitched extremely well. She did come out in the third inning after issuing some walks, and Duran came in. But Lila herself has only given up 1 run. Ball's on the ground to first. Oh, what a play at first! Ella Preston scooped and threw that over. So Connell's out. Dupree was out there to cover second on that too. Preston didn't even really have a chance to field that. She just kind of shoveled it over to Dupree there. 1 down in the 5th. Here's Kelly Lydenson, second baseman for the Warriors, cut on and miss. She's 0 for 2. Strike out, a pop out to the catcher. Lineson swung, that's a check swing. Field to first. It was pretty obvious from here, but clarified that. Here's a pitch to Lineson, low and outside. Sophomore Lila Alvarez, key part of that state championship team last year. Two-time state champions are the Cardinals. Successfully defended last year, going for 3 this year. Lineson cut on and missed. And she's down on strikes, 2 away in the 5th. Shortstop Sarah Ricard up. She comes in 1 for 2. Popped out to the pitcher. And a 2 RBI single that at the time brought this to a 6-4 game. In the air to the gap, right center. And it's gone. Ricard clears the bases. Solo shot, right center. That barely got over the fence. Teammates there waiting for her. And that makes it 15-5. Third baseman Shelby Quinn now up after Ricard's dinger. It was a frozen rope. I didn't think it was gonna get over the fence, but I saw it land and she was circling the bases. Very rare home run from Lila Alvarez too. Third baseman Shelby Quinn. She's walked and flied to center. Quinn cut on and missed there. We're gonna strike 2. No 2 count from Alvarez to Quinn. She's gonna bounce that in. Easy take. And cut on and missed. Now the question is the game going to continue or are we going to be lining up? And Case is out of the dugout. Seekonk is coming onto the field. That's the question. It's a 10-run game. And it looks like we will play on. Unless it's a 9-run game. I still have no idea if... Well, Patella wasn't out though, so she must have scored. Is it 12 runs for a mercy rule?
It might be after a certain amount of innings. What inning is it?
It's bottom 5. It's 15-5.
Yeah, I think that's 12.
Okay, so to get some clarity on that, it's a mercy rule after, it's 12 runs after 5. They won every game by like 14 runs last year, so it didn't really matter. So that's why the game continues. I wasn't sure about it with Quinn when she struck out. Anyway, there was 1 run on a hit for the Warriors that inning. Apparently 15-5. So we head to the bottom of the 5th. I believe if Case pushes across 2 runs, the game in theory should end. But I believe that's up to the discretion of the coaches and the umpire staff. Is that Furtado hitting? So Sydney Furtado is going to be hitting for Olivia Williams. I have to yell out to fans once in a while to figure out what's going on. So this is Furtado's first at bat. The ball will bounce low and inside. Emma Baker still out there for the Warriors. This, as I said before, quick strike Case offense to put that one way, but Furtado to short, and that's one away. Case still has not struck out yet in this game. They very rarely do. Here's DeJesus. She is 1 for 2 with 2 runs. On the ground to short again. And 2 are quickly away. Ricard hasn't had to move much for those. And we kick back to the top of the order for Lila Alvarez for her 5th plate appearance in this game. She has reached base each time, the last 2 coming way of error. It's going to be allowed side. Alvarez has 2 singles that are reached on an error by either the shortstop or the third baseman, depending on who you want to give it to, and then an error from the second baseman. She's also scored 2 runs. Showing bunt, pulls it back. Already has 1 step out of the box when she lines up to slap hit that. Two away, bottom 5. 15-5 Case on the ground to short. Ricard, and she's going to be safe on that. That's an infield single for Alvarez. Ricard did a good job of knocking it down, but with Alvarez's speed, she had no shot to throw her out. So Alvarez with her 3rd hit of the game. Maddie Botello now up. She's 3 for 4 with 3 singles, 2 runs scored. High pop up to right, but no much trouble out there. And the inning ends. No runs and 1 hit. We head to the 6th. Seekonk will need to score a run to continue the game here. The music going out there now. Wrong side. Warriors by top 6. 5, 6, 7 due up. Caitlin Oliveira, Callie Bosch, and Sofia Vieira. Still a warm, sunny day. I had to put some sunscreen on before I came out here to do this game. We're out here for about an hour and a half or so. Again, a slightly earlier start time due to a memorial service tonight taking place for the Seekonk athletic director who unexpectedly passed away. They moved the baseball game up to earlier this afternoon against Case, and the softball game here was moved from its original 4 p.m. start time to 3:15. Most games are either 3:45 or 4, somewhere in that vicinity. As I said, this is the first game for Swansea Community Network that we have brought to you this year. We are hoping to do some more. Of course, as you know, with lovely springtime weather here in the state of Massachusetts, that's dependent on the weather. So, as I had a discussion with Director Adam Kitchen before, can't control the weather. If we're scheduled, we'll try. Looking at baseball in a few weeks. I don't think anything else this week, do we? No. And then maybe next week, probably not. But definitely looking to bring you some more games. Watch these student athletes there and have fun. Here's Caitlin Oliveira, catcher, number 2, number 5 hitter in the order. She's 0 for 2. She struck out in the second and then flew out to right field in the third. Alvarez gets the corner there. And cut on and missed. There's a strikeout by Oliveira. And one away in the top of the 6th. Callie Bosch up to the plate. One of only 2 hitters that's actually gotten a hit off of Alvarez, the other one being the Sarah Ricard home run. Bosch got a blooped a double down the right field line. Before that, she walked and scored on the ground to short. DeJesus on to first, 2 away. Sophia Vieira, she comes in 0 for 1. This could be the last batter of the game. It depends if they decide to extend the game or not. And cut on and missed. There's Vieira. She's 0 for 1. She walked and scored in the 3rd. Got that started and struck out looking in the 4th. And Alvarez is definitely in a groove right now. (15-5) after Case in the 4th inning. There's 9 girls across the plate, including Bree Fonts twice. To kind of blow this game open, it was 4-0 and foul behind, 2 strikes. It was 4-0, then it was 5-0. And then Seekonk actually got 4 runs in the 3rd to make it 5-4. Case tacked on 1, it was 6-4. They got 9 across to make it 15-4, and then the home run made it 15-5. And here we are, cut on and missed. And will that end the game is the question. Will they play on or is the game over? It's up to the direction of the players and the coaches and the umpires, and Seekonk is coming. Are they coming out to field? Okay, well, we play on then. Unless I have the score wrong, which is also possible. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I have it as 15-5.
Yeah, but it's 12 after 5 innings.
I thought it was in 10 after 6. But it's up to the umpires and the coaches. Well, let there be softball. That's all I can say. We play on. I never know. I never knew this last year if the game would end or not. I think I said this before at the top of the pro. I'm not even joking. Every single game we did last year was a mercy rule. Like, that wasn't planned. It was just. I'm trying to think. We did Dartmouth. That was the first game. We did Fairhaven. We did Bourne. We did the game. As I'm talking, there's a line shot from Fonts. Every game last year was a blowout. So I don't care. We keep playing. Fonts teed off on that. She'll finish her day. 3 runs scored with 2 hits and 3 runs. Emma Baker still out there pitching. She didn't give up any runs last inning. Didn't give up 1 hit. Here's Meg Pereira. She's 2 for 4 with a run scored. Pereira line shot to right. That'll get down. That's at least a single. Will she stretch it to a double? She's going to try. Off the fence it goes. And Pereira into second with a double. Pereira with 3 hits on the night, or afternoon, I guess is a better way to put that. Here's Sky Dupree, 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored, including a mammoth home run in the first inning. And that's popped up in the infield. That should be playable. It is playable. 2 outs. Pereira stays at second. Case once again swinging to the first pitch. Ella Preston now up. She comes in 3 for 4. A double, 2 singles, and a run scored. Preston into the hole, base hit. They're gonna send Botello. Excuse me, they're gonna send not Botello, Pereira. Pereira scores. Preston with an RBI single. He advances to second on the throw. 1 more run for Case. Why not? It's 16-5. This is Rebello. She takes a called strike. Rebello's 2 for 4, 2 singles, 2 runs scored. $16-5, bottom 6. Line shot, 1 hop off the fence and left. That's going to score Preston. Botello up to second with an RBI double. And they tack on a few more in the 6th. And actually, it's 12. We learned something today. Now the game is over. That actually ended the game. I will never, ever get these rules correct. So it's 12 after 5 or 12 after 6, not 10. So that RBI double from Rebello is actually going to conclude matters here at Brown School Field for the first broadcast game for Swansea Community Network this year. Final score, 17-5, as Case defeats the Seekonk Warriors. Let me see if I can quickly go through these hits. They had a lot. 12, 13, 7, 8, 17, 18. I count 21 hits for Case. I could be off, though. Case will advance to 3-1 on the year. The Warriors drop to 6-2. Thank you for joining us on this lovely sunny afternoon here from Brown School Field. This is Tyler Clark along with Adam Kitchen, Swansea Community Network. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Take care.